Welcome back to video lecture series on circuits and networks. So in the last class we were discussing about superposition theorem, and in that class we detailedly gone through the definition, its analysis, and we solved a simple numeric problem for demonstrating the step-by-step analysis of superposition theorem. So in today's class we are going to deal a typical problem from typical problem that we can solve using superposition theorem. So a typical problem means it should be having a number of sources, because what was the statement of superposition theorem? In a linear bilateral active network consisting of number of sources, then the effect on any one of the component when all the sources acting simultaneously is equal to the sum of sources acting individually on it. So if we are having three sources, we have to consider the three sources separately. That's just the procedure of superposition theorem. So if you are having any doubts related to the procedure of solving a question by using superposition theorem, you can refer the last video, that is lecture number 4. Now I am going to solve a typical problem which is having 4 sources. Okay, 4 sources. It may be dependent, independent. That will be become clear in the problem. So we can move to the problem. Okay, this is the question. Here you can see it is having a 2 voltage sources, sorry, not 2 voltage sources, 3 voltage sources. Among that, 2 are independent sources, which are those 10 volt and 5 volt are independent sources, and there is a dependent voltage source, that is 10 IY. And you can also see a current source of 2 ampere. So as a total we can see there is 3 independent sources, 10 volt, 5 volt and 2 ampere. These 3 are independent sources, and also there is a dependent voltage source, that is 10 IY. Okay, now let me ask one more thing. Is it a voltage dependent voltage source or current dependent voltage source? Anyhow, it is very clear. That it is a dependent source, because you can see this emblem. You can see the diamond shaped emblem denotes that it is a dependent source and dependent voltage source, because there is 2 markings like plus and minus. So it must be a voltage source, and the shape denotes that it is a dependent voltage source. And this is my question: is it a current dependent voltage source or voltage dependent voltage source? We can easily say it is a current dependent voltage source, because this voltage source is having a value. This voltage source is having a value 10 IY. Okay, 10 IY means it is depending on some current IY, and in question IY is also there. In this question IY is marked here. This is IY. So the voltage that is produced by the dependent voltage source is having a magnitude of 10 IY, where IY is current of some other branch. It is there in the figure. That is the concept. Here the voltage source is depending on some other current IY. So it is interesting. Okay, now what is the question? The question is that find IY using superposition theorem. So you have to find IY. We are asked to find Iy. What is Iy? Okay. Now we are going to solve this problem using superposition theorem. So I already told that as we are having four sources where three are independent and one is dependent. Three are independent and one is dependent. So we cannot suppress the dependent source. It will be there as it is in all the analysis. You have to consider separately only independent sources. So you have to consider three different subcircuits for each independent source. You have to take three different subcircuits for each independent sources, and in those cases you have to suppress the other sources. You have to consider at a time, you have to consider only one source. Okay, don't be confused. It will become clear in the class, in the upcoming slides. Okay, so we can move to next slide. These are the hints for solving the problem. Three independent sources and one dependent source. So three separate subcircuits should be considered. Okay, don't suppress dependent source in any of the subcircuits. That is an important thing. You are not allowed to suppress any dependent sources. It should be there in all subcircuits. And next point, subcircuit will give three currents. As there is three subcircuit, it will give three currents. First subcircuit Iy dash, second subcircuit Iy double dash, and third subcircuit Iy triple dash. In total, Iy is equal to Iy dash plus Iy double dash plus Iy triple dash. So these are the hints. Now we are going to separately analysis each subcircuits. Okay, so we can move to the next slide. So this is my way of representing. Here I have shown all the common components in one figure, because in the three subcircuits all the resistors will be there, all the dependent sources will be there. The changes will be applied to only independent sources. So this is a general case which I have drawn first. Now we can say, okay, now we can say it is subcircuit 1. You are going to consider in subcircuit 1, which was the first source. It is a 10 volt source. You are going to consider the 10 volt source alone. Actually, it is a repetition. I have written the statement 2 times. Okay, no issues. We can ignore it. Okay. Now I am, as it is subcircuit 1, I am considering only first source, that is a 10 volts voltage source. So this is the basic thing. You are considered only one independent source, and you have to suppress other independent sources. That is also important. How you can suppress? That was already explained in the last class. If it is a current source, you have to replace it with infinite resistance. If it is a voltage source, you have to replace it with zero resistance. From where you got these values? Because a current source is having internal resistance of infinity and a voltage source is having internal resistance of 0. So you are suppressing means you are replacing the sources with its internal resistance. Okay. So now here this was the portion of current source, and the current source we have to replace with infinite resistance. So it will become open circuit. No connection is there in between these two terminals. So it is open circuit, no current will pass through. Okay. Next, here we are having the other terminal. So it is a voltage source, 5 volts voltage source. As it is a voltage source, its internal resistance is 0. So you have to replace with 0 resistance, means you will get a short circuit like this. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. Now we can do the analysis. Okay, one more thing I have to do, that is, actually in basic figure it was IY, but as it is the first sub circuit, I am renaming it as IY dash. IY dash. Okay. So we can start doing the problem. Now your target is to find IY dash. So from this equation, from this circuit, you have to use any of the method. You have to use current division, voltage division, Ohm's law, KVL. So simply, as it is a single loop, because this portion do not have any effect because it is open circuit. Okay. So you don't need to consider this open circuit path. Now you are having a single loop. You are having a single loop. Okay, I will draw it with some other color. Okay, you are having a single loop like this. This is the single loop. You are considering this single loop, and you are going to write a KVL equation of this loop. In which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? I have drawn this in clockwise direction. Anyhow, in KVL, what we have to do? In my method, I am marking which polarity the arrow mark is entering, that will be the indicated polarity. Okay, and also as the current is traveling in this direction, for resistor, current is entering always in plus and leaving in minus. So for both resistors, I have to mark plus and minus. Okay, I think the color is not that good. Okay. So I have drawn plus and minus. How I assume this direction? It is not an assumption, because you already assumed the loop direction in clockwise direction. So as per the direction of that loop, current is entering at a particular terminal of resistor. That terminal is marked as positive. That is the case. Now you can see our loop is like this. It is entering at minus 10 volt. So KVL equation can be start like minus 10 volt, and here it is entering at plus resistors plus terminal. So plus value of resistor 1 ohm, and its current is nothing but IY dash. Okay, then here this is the next component. Here current is entering at plus terminal, so plus 10 IY. Okay, plus next is a resistor, its current is entering at positive terminal, so it is 2 into what is the current? Here also we are having the same current, because in question it is given that current value is IY dash, and it is a series path, so current will be same at all the portions. So 2 IY dash is equal to, okay, is equal to 0. This is the basic KVL equation, and from this we can easily find IY dash. How we can find IY dash? So we can simplify this equation as, okay, IY dash plus 10 IY dash, that is equal to 9 IY dash. Sorry, here it is also IY dash. So 10 IY dash, 11 IY dash plus 2 IY dash, that is equal to 13 IY dash. Minus 10 volt plus 13 IY dash is equal to 0. So I am rewriting the KVL equation to the new slide. The equation was minus 10 plus 13 IY dash is equal to 0. So from this equation you will get IY dash is equal to 13, sorry, not 13, IY dash is equal to 10 by 13 ampere. 10 by 13 ampere. So you got IY dash, that is the current from the first sub-circuit. Now you can move to the case of second sub-circuit. Okay. So okay, this is the generalized figure, and in this one you can edit it as sub-circuit 2 and consider the 2 ampere source alone. So this is the position of 2 ampere source. You are considering this source alone. So what about the other sources? You have to suppress the other sources. The other source means here it was a voltage source. So you have to suppress with its internal resistance 0. 0 internal resistance means short circuit. And here also it was a voltage source of 5 volt. Its internal resistance is also 0. For any voltage source, its internal resistance is 0. So you have to replace with internal resistance. That means you have to short circuit. Now as it is a second case, you can name IY as IY double dash. As it is a second case, you can rename IY as IY double dash. Okay. Now this is the condition. Okay. Now you have to think how we can easily solve this. As it is a case of current source, we can do some simple calculation like current division rule for finding the IY dash, IY double dash. But the issue is there is a voltage source also. So this is the simple way. You can replace this voltage source into a combination of current source in parallel with resistance. Okay. So that is the hint. You have to use source transformation technique. So 10 IY is a dependent voltage source. If you are transferring a dependent voltage source, you will get a dependent current source. That you should be very careful about. And also you have to be careful about the direction of current. Okay, because this is the plus, you have to assume that the current direction from this source should be like this. So if you are replacing it with a current source, then also you have to take a direction of current that should be supporting the present direction of current that marked with the existing voltage source. Okay, that we can see how we will mark it. Okay, now we can move to the next slide. Okay, so here what happened? Here previously it was a voltage source of 10 IY. It was a voltage source of 10 IY in series with a resistance of 2 ohm. So you are doing V by R to find the current. So current is nothing but, here there is a small mistake, current is nothing but 5 IY. So 10 IY was the voltage source in series with resistance 2 ohm. Now you can transfer it as a current source of 5 IY in parallel with the same resistance of 2 ohm. So this is the new figure. Here also you have to correct, that was a mistake from my side, 5 IY and 2 ampere. So you can see a dot line. What is the dot line? On the right side of dot line you have applied the transformation. Left side of the dot line is already existing circuit. It was there before. Okay. Now it is the case. Now you got two current sources. One is 5 IY and one is 2 ampere. And these two current sources are connected in parallel. Okay. And also one more thing I have to be very emphasis on the point that how I can assume the current direction like this, because previously we got the current direction of this branch like this in the last case with the existing voltage source of 10 IY. So the current direction now I am taking is also supporting the same direction previously existing. That was the point I want to tell you. Okay. Now you got two current sources, one is 5 IY and one is 2 ampere. These two current sources are in parallel and the polarity direction of both the current sources are same. So you can simply add these two current sources. So the figure will become, we can move to the next slide. Okay. Okay. So this is the slide. You can see we are applying current division rule. What was the new thing here? Previously there was two current source. Now I mixed these two current sources, that is 2 plus 5 Iy double dash, and the two resistances, they were already existing, 1 ohm and 2 ohm. Okay, now you have to find Iy double dash. This is Iy double dash. You have to find Iy double dash. Okay, so it is a simple case because a current is coming from this side and it is got splitted into two portions on this junction, and you are asked to find the current through 1 ohm resistor. So Iy double dash is equal to main current into resistance of opposite branch, that is 2 ohm, divided by total resistance, that is equal to 2 plus 1. Okay, what is main current? This is the value of main current, 2 plus 5 Iy double dash. But you can see here I have taken a negative sign. Why a negative sign is needed? Because this is an important point, because direction of Iy we are assumed in the problem in the first circuit, that was like this. Okay, I think too much writings are there. Now you can see easily direction of Iy was like this. It is drawn in the red color. Okay, this is the direction of Iy, and now you will get a current that was just opposite to the Iy, because this current is coming in this direction and it will be like this. So the actual direction of Iy is just opposite to the direction we are taken in the first case. So you have to take it as negative of main current, negative of 2 plus 5 Iy double dash into 2 by 3. Okay, so you have to solve it. Iy double dash is equal to minus 4 by 3 minus 10 Iy double dash by 3. So Iy double dash plus 10, okay, that is equal to Iy double dash plus 10 Iy double dash divided by 3 is equal to minus 4 by 3. Okay, what will be the next step? It is 3 Iy dash plus 10 3 Iy double dash plus 10. So by solving it we will get 13 Iy double dash by 3 is equal to minus 4 by 3. So you will get Iy double dash is equal to minus 4 by 13 ampere. So this is the current in the second sub circuit, that is Iy double dash. So you got Iy double dash also. Okay, now we are moving to the third sub circuit. Okay, third sub circuit, you are considering the 5 volt voltage source alone. So this was the 5 volts voltage source, 5 volt, and you have to suppress other sources. So this is a voltage source, so you have to suppress it with short circuit, and this is a voltage current source, so you have to suppress it with infinite resistance or open circuit. Okay, so you have done the basic thing, and now one more thing, that is, as it is a third case, you have to rename Iy as Iy triple dash, Iy triple dash. Okay, this is also applicable here, Iy triple dash. It is understood. Okay, Iy triple dash. Now this is also a simple circuit, and you have to apply whatever rule you want to do with it, and now you can see it's a voltage source and a current. Okay, and the current Iy triple dash is there. So simply we can apply KVL. So how you can write the KVL of this equation? If this is the loop direction, then this will be positive, this will be negative, and this will be positive, this will be negative. So the KVL equation is 1 into Iy triple dash plus 10 Iy triple dash plus 2 Iy triple dash. Current is Iy triple dash in all the portions because it is a series circuit, plus the voltage source, that is 5 volt, that is equal to 0, and this is Iy triple dash, 10 Iy triple dash, so totally it will be 13 Iy triple dash is equal to minus 5. So it is very simple, Iy triple dash is equal to minus 5 by 13. Okay, this is the third case where you got Iy triple dash very easily. So now you got Iy dash, Iy double dash, and Iy triple dash. So finally you have to find the net current I, that is not, sorry, net current Iy, that is nothing but Iy dash plus Iy double dash plus Iy triple dash. Okay. Okay. Now Iy dash was 10 by 3, Iy double dash was minus 4 by, sorry, it was 13, minus 4 by 13, and Iy triple dash was minus 5 by 13. So the total value will be 1 by 13 ampere. Okay, so this is the case. Now there is one more interesting thing, that is, as the question is asked with you to use the superposition theorem, you have to do all the 3 subcircuits and all. But if it is not there, the question is not asked with the superposition theorem, you can find the answer with a single step. How you can find that? Any idea? Okay, I will show you how you can find it in a single step. This is the question. So you have to consider the external loop, because loop analysis means you can take this closed loop, this closed loop, but here I am taking the external closure loop like this. this is the loop I am considering for writing KVL, the external loop. Okay, so how we can write KVL on that loop? So you have to go like this. Direction is clockwise, so you will see minus 10 volt first, and then there is a 1 ohm, and current passing through the 1 ohm is 1 into IY, and here there is a, as you are going through the external loop, no need to come here, no need to consider the 2 ampere source. Now there is a 10 IY, there is a voltage source 10 IY, so you have to take it as 10 IY plus, I think this is 2 ohm resistor, and plus here minus here. What will be the current passing through 2 ohm here? 2 ohm resistor. Now you have to think that IY is coming from this side and a 2 ampere is coming from this side. This both will meet here. So current will be IY plus 2 here. In KVL, you don't have to consider the 2 amperes branch because it is not in the present considered loop, but the current you have to consider that also. So that is nothing but the current will be IY plus 2. So 2 ohm into IY plus 2, here it will be plus 5 is equal to 0. So this is the total KVL equation you can apply on the external loop. So if you solve this, you will get the same answer. You can simply solve in one step. Please take it. You will get the same answer that you got early. So this is a case where accidentally such a easy method came. It may not be the case in the all problems. How this is possible? Because here you have to find only IY. IY is the loop current, is the only one unknown in the external loop. That's why you can solve this problem with the single KVL of external loop. This may not be the case of all problems. In many of the problems, superposition theorem will help you very well for solving or for reducing the complexity of analysis. And also in exam, such problems may come, problems with dependent sources may come. There is high probability for such problems. In the last years also, many of the problems that may come with dependent sources. So you have to be very friendly with dependent sources. You have to practice the dependent sources, or you have to analyze problems with dependent sources. Normally students will do, they will simply neglect the problems with dependent sources, and for the exam papers finally problems with dependent sources will come. At that time you can't do anything because you have to practice such problems. So in most of the examples I will be taking dependent sources also. I hope this is very clear. So we can meet in the next class. Okay, thank you.